Hey Soulters, thank you for joining me today. I'm Cleo. This is CleoSoulTarot. Well, today we'll be talking about the full moon that's happening on March 7th. It's going to be a Virgo full moon in Pisces. Now, that's when the sun is going to be in Pisces and it forms an opposition to the moon in Virgo. Now, the full moon is a time, guys, for us to contemplate, reflect on all those things that we were thinking about with the new moon. And I think it's the new moon last year in Virgo. But it is also a time it's an emotional time. And we talked about that. We talked about the back and forth pull on our emotional selves, where we're going to be going deep within who we are. It's about romance and also definitely about relationships. When I talk about relationships, we're talking about all the relationships that you have to deal with in your reality, in your life. We're going to pull a few cards here. Definitely get a lot of moon cards because it's a full moon, so we want to get that energy. But what you need to do, or what I suggest doing, is going back and reflecting on the new moon in Virgo in 2022. See what you were thinking about. And I know Virgo is the Virgin. So we were thinking about, if you're going with the videos that I put up last year, we're going about Virgo, about us being in the womb. Remember that. About us being in transformation. What were we transforming? We're transforming our complete and total self, our mind, bodies, and our soul. And here, with the Virgo, with this Virgo full moon in Pisces, it allows us, number one, to balance ourselves between our day-to-day functions and routines with our physical health, the need for order and vision, spiritual health, disorder, and the infinite mind, the connection of us to the infinite mind. We talked about moving into a collective as well. But guys, when we mention disorders, we are talking about addictive behaviors. And Pisces tend to allude to that, because Pisces has these open boundaries. They have high thinking, you know what I'm saying? A connection definitely to the spiritual realm, and less connection to the earthly realm. And when we begin to do that, and we're unbalanced between our first three chakras and the higher chakras, and we're always in the higher chakras, we tend to have a need to want to not be here on earth. We don't want to deal with the mundane stuff. We don't want to deal with the crazy things that's going on, in the 3D at the 3D level. This is why we mentioned that we should not be looking at the news and things of that nature. You can look, but don't stay there, and don't. Well, you know what? Try not to participate. Try not to allow that in who you are. And the reason why is because now you are a part of what's going on an emotional and spiritual level and mental level. Remember, this is a mental situation here. We're learning to expand ourselves emotionally and mentally. And with this Virgo moon in Pisces, it's kind of like a sort of crisis of your consciousness, a sudden awareness of the lack of ourselves, or the lack of our lives. And let me explain that to you. A crisis of the conscious. Like we said, we're going into our subconscious and our unconscious, those things that's hidden from our conscious level. And those things are coming up. And we're having to deal with it. And when I say deal with it, we're talking about balancing and accepting ourselves as we are. Those things in our subconscious and the things that lies in our unconscious. We have to balance that. And it could present itself as anxiety and depression. Some PTSD as well with the dramas and traumas. We have to deal with it. Why? Because we're being transformed into a whole new place. And with Virgo and Pisces, it's allowing us to do that. Virgo is allowing us to do the task of assessing the details. And Pisces is allowing us the ability to say to ourselves, basically these things happen and nothing's gone wrong. Nothing's gone wrong. And there's going to be some new feelings, some new revelations on an emotional level. And and this is exactly what we're dealing with. Exactly what we're dealing with. And this is going to be a time for eye-opening work, looking at our work, looking at our habits, looking at health and routines. We're doing a good job, guys. And like I said earlier, these things are happening and we'll move through it. We're not going to make this very hard. Because, you got your spiritual team, your ancestors, way shores, your angelic help. Everyone's coming in to help us. We're not going to make it hard at all. But this is about, when we talk about love and romance and relationships, it's about a relationship with yourself and how that translates into relationships with others. Relationships with others. So we have some light cards here. We have Ancestors card. We have more Oracle cards. We have a Heart card, Moon cards, and we'll do some Tarot cards. But let's get started with the read. Yeah, channeling. So one of the gifts that's been manifesting with a lot of people is the gift of channeling. Speaking to your higher self. And we have the number 3 here. And that's all. Number 3 is about the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. And channeling is about connecting to the higher realm. As we look at the card, there is a DNA strand here, and that indicates that our DNA is being upgraded to a higher level. And we are, as Pisces alludes to in Pisces, working on our 5th, 6th, 7th chakra all the way up to the 12th chakra, especially the 11th chakra where we are connecting with our eternal soul, our higher self. But I want to read, let me read number 3. And then I saw 1010 this morning, so I'll read that too as well, see what's going on with that. But you are on a road of growth and expansion. And the path is unfolding with perfect timing. Now, guys, with that being said, just chill out. We need to just chill out and allow ourselves just to move into the place we're supposed to move to. Everything is going to happen exactly the way it's supposed to happen. There's nothing we need to do. We've already been doing it, and we're already doing it. So I thought I had a 1010 in here. I'll look that up maybe later. Excuse me, it was 1001. So talking about signs and synchronicities. Well, I guess let me just do 1010. You're on the cusp of something miraculous. Trust that God and angels are one and are with you now. They're one and they're all coming in to be with us as one. Okay, so we have channeling. Now the divine masculine. We have the number 32, 32, and 5. But the internal flame is going to be lit in our hearts, our minds, and our soul. But you have the blue flame here lit up here, and you have the heart in the background. And with the meditation, contemplation, also the divine masculine, which is our conscious level, our consciousness, we're working on that. We're working on acceptance and how we see ourselves. This is about how we see ourselves. And with channeling, we have the angels, we have our spiritual team is coming in to support us and with the healing portion of our conscious mind. Yes, we have night. Our ancestors are coming in to remind us of the night energy that lies deep within. Be brave and honest. Listen, this is a time that we're going to have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves. And when we're talking about honesty, what we're saying is when these things come up from the depths of our unconscious, it's no time for judgment. It is no time for shame. It's no time for any of that. We did the things that we did, okay? So, like I said earlier in a video, there was a time when we were the victim and a time when we were the perpetrator. Those things were meant to teach us, those experiences were meant to teach us to knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and also help us on the soul expansion. Listen, we have to experience all things in order to know who we are. And many lifetimes we experience other things, and this lifetime, because we experienced those things and we expanded on that level, there was no need to go through that again. I hope you understand that. Listen, leave a comment. Definitely subscribe to the channel, like the video, but leave a comment if you like to we can have a discussion. Yeah, and Lord, see, in Aries here, it's time for us, so we move from nights, and now it's time for us to move to the Lord of energy that surrounds us, take charge with authority. And this is going to be happening in Aries. Guys, girls, Soulters, we talked about this. We talked about Aries finishing ourselves up, completing the transformation. Of course, you'll always be expanding, but in Aries, this is the time where we're going to be understanding who we are. This is the time where the flame is going to be lit in our hearts, and we're going to be taking full action in our spiritual gifts. Well, the answer is no. Wait, postpone, pause, and say no. Listen, it's not the time to give up right now, guys. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to go all in. This is the time to say no to those things that is coming up and making us feel shameful and judgmental. We have to say no to those things. And some of us are hearing, as far as being under channeling, hear the no. Some of us are hearing things, negative things from a negative perspective. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some of us are hearing things from a negative perspective because channeling may be new. It could be new to us, and we need to learn discernment. We need to learn what is and what is not. What do I want and what do I not want? I don't know if that sounded right, but we have to decide. And the answer is no. And not only that, I was just told that there's going to be a storm coming. It's a storm coming. And do we have to participate in this upcoming storm? The answer is no. No, we do not have to participate in the things that's going to be happening on a 3D level, because we are not only expanding to a high level, but Mother Earth, she is also expanding. And also there are things coming up from the subconscious and unconscious of that being, as well as, of Mother Earth. So yeah, we'll see earthquakes, more earthquakes, bigger fires, more floods, bigger fires, bigger, what else? Volcanoes, all kind of crazy stuff. We're going to see it, but we don't have to participate in that. We might. So, what I was just saying, well, you know what? What we should do is, if we can, once we get ourselves settled within our own selves, Just do a quick once a week meditation on making sure that Gaia goes through this peacefully as well. Arama, where are you being called to journey to? And if you look here, this person is standing above this deep, above the depthness of water here. And then it moves to this beautiful castle or portal or house here. So we're moving to that. We're moving to stability, but we have to go through this water situation here in Pisces. We have to go through this water situation. We have to balance ourselves. We have to get to the other side. And we will get to the other side. That's what we're called to journey to. That's what's calling us. Our new self, our other side, our higher self is calling us to come forward. Without fear, without judgment. Yeah. And we have to put on our warrior. So we have the knight here and also the warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Have you answered your deepest calling? This is what's going on here. Yes, we're answering it now. We are answering our deepest calling. We are. And with this sword, guys, with the sword here, Soulters, this is about the feminine, our feminine self, which is Virgo and Pisces together. We're called to bring our sword of light and our masculine, bring our sword of light, combine these two, but we're going to have to cut the cord. There are some things that we still need to cut away. And you know what I'm thinking it is? I'm thinking the things that we still have to cut away is how we see ourselves. We have to cut away from judging who we are and not accepting who we are on a full of the fullness on a great level. We have to deal with that. We have to accept ourselves on the highest level, knowing that we are knights, a warrior woman, and a lord. We are all that. Manifesting miracles, the heart card says, your dreams is soon to come a reality. Trust your heart and continue to continue to follow its guidance. As we stand for ourselves, we will be manifesting miracles. This is the end game, allowing us to manifest things on a higher level without any emotional attachment, meaning with no judgment, no shame, no embarrassment, accepting our full and total self, accepting who we are on every level. That's what this full moon, this is what this Virgo full moon is allowing us to do. Balance our first 3 chakras with the top 3 chakras. We have to sit in our heart chakra in the middle, the 4th chakra. We have to give ourselves love, the love that we seek in others. We need to have that love for ourselves. And when we talk about others, we're not only talking about the first 3 levels from somebody or something. And we're not only talking about the top 3 chakras, which is from our spiritual team. We're being taught to accept ourselves on every level at this time. That's why those old emotional things are coming up. And I know that you're experiencing that. I know you are. I am too. Remembering, some of them are funny, which is great. Some of them made us feel good, which is great. Some of them was not so good, and we have to go through that. and exercise the law of forgiveness. And understand that, you know what, I learned through that because here I am. And you have to decide what it was that you learned. Nobody can tell you that. Yeah. Look at this. We said this. We said assess the situation. Attend to the details. Virgo Moon is coming in to help us. You can't even make these things up. The Virgo Moon. Yes, we talked about Aries. Boy, I tell you what, guys. You know, when that new moon in Aries comes, we're going to go for it. And it's not going to be anything shocking because, you know, we done walked through this. We're going to really be feeling ourselves. And not in a negative way. It's going to be very positive, very, you know, assured. We're going to be assured of who we are. When you've been through some things, you know, like me, I mean, one of the things that I always think about is Marine Corps boot camp for 3 months of crazy. The only thing that I wanted to do, I could not quit because I wanted to be a Marine. And it really was the toughest time of my life. But you know what it showed me? Through all the toughness and all the grit and grind and my drill instructors who made me feel, who were absolutely crazy, I knew that my drill instructors wanted me to be a Marine as much as I wanted to be one. I knew it was their job to break my old self down, to help me release my old way of thinking. Of the selfishness. We couldn't even say the word I want, I need. There was no I's and no me's. Our drill instructor told us. I didn't even have a first name. Didn't even have a first name. They really wanted you to understand that you as an individual, you do not exist. Not in the Marine Corps. We're all one. That's what we're moving to. That's what we're moving to. Yeah. And Sagittarius is coming in to remind us to focus on the positive. As we go through this, as we move through this, we have to focus on the positive. Focus on where you're going. Focus on who you will be, not who you were. When my parents came to my graduation and they saw me, they knew that I had changed. And I felt changed. Did I feel like a better man? No. Because that man always lied deep within the boy. What that Marine Corps boot camp and what this is teaching us is who we are and what lies deep within. We're being given an opportunity to expand. We're given an opportunity to be the best of ourselves. Not that our old self was, honey, we've always been the best. And we've always been the best we knew how to be. But at this time, we're being taught to be something more. Or someone more. And hold on to that foundation that we came in this with. This is what we're learning. With this Virgo full moon in Pisces. This is what we're learning. Boy, we have Virgo and Pisces showed up in the moon cards. It's time to forgive. Wow. Full moon in Pisces. Wow. We're going to have to forgive. There is some forgiveness that's needed for ourselves. Not that we did anything wrong, but forgiveness allows us the opportunity to move beyond karma. We have to listen. The number one thing is we're going to have to understand that every situation, every experience that we went through was meant for us to expand. It's tried and tested. Everything that we went through on an individual level was tried and tested, just like the Marine Corps boot camp. Although many of us went through this, listen, we're all going through the same thing, but we're bringing different experiences into this situation of learning. Just like Marine Corps boot camp, all of the recruits, we all went through the same thing, but we saw it differently because of our personal experiences. But baby, when we got those the globe, and the anchor, you saw, we all cried. Every one of us, because we know that we've been through something, and we all been through it together. This is the energy that's going on now for all of us. Well, this card popped out. I didn't even get a chance to deal it, but we're going to keep the Seven Pentacles, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But Seven of Pentacles is about the vision. Just exactly what we were saying. What are we doing this for? What are we doing? What are we working so hard for? We're working so hard for ourselves. With the Seven of Pentacles, we're working hard to build a solid foundation. To build a solid foundation. This one pentacle is holding up all the others. This is what we're working to do. Well, I was just told the vision is, if you see it within yourself, no, we won't get an eagle, the globe, and the anchor, but what we will get is wings. We'll be able to see ourselves at a higher dimension. We'll be able to gain the connection with our spiritual self at the fifth dimension. Yeah. The Eight of Pentacles. Wow. It's about dedication. I'm glad I did bring up the Marine Corps, because that is all about dedication. And for us, this is about the dedication that we're putting within ourselves into who we are. We're dedicated to balancing our seven chakras and also connecting to from 8 to 12, connecting on every level. We're dedicated to that. We're working hard. This is not light work. This is hard. But as you can see, we're going through it because we have our spiritual team that's supporting us. Wow. Now we have the Three of Cups coming in with celebration on an emotional level. Wow. We're going to celebrate. And I think it's going to start, I know for a fact it'll start in Aries on the 23rd of March. And that is when Pluto moved into Aquarius. It's going to assist us on a collective level. A lot of the things that's been holding us back is going to break down. Once we fully move into the rest of this year, we'll start to see the breakdown. We'll start to see that the elite they won't get away with some things. They won't be allowed to treat us the way we've been treated. because we are becoming angelic warriors, peaceful warriors. You have the knight, you have the lord, you have the warrior woman here. That's saying something. These cards are saying something. Yeah. The Seven of Swords speak of death. And we have the No card here saying, listen, this is not the time to give up. And these are, the Seven of Swords has to do with the air signs. Mental. They're going to come into play. It's going to try to steal your glory. These thoughts, these negative thoughts coming up. But you're going to have to say no to them. You have to say no. I don't believe you. I'm going to keep positive thoughts. I'm going to think positive. I'm going to focus on the positive. And we'll end out with the Sun card. With these cards, we'll pull a few more. We got a little time. But the Angel of Happiness is coming in. The sun is going to shine on us. In Leo, in Aries, and in Sagittarius. The fire signs are pushing us to stand for ourselves. They're pushing all of the signs to stand for yourself. Stand on who you know you are. We'll just pull 2 or 3. Am I upside down? No, I'm not. Some of us feel like justice hasn't played out for us so far, as the Justice card is in reverse. Some of us feel like we don't have the strength to go on. Some of us feel like if I continue in this relationship, or if I continue this job or anything like that, it's just not working for me. I don't think this is the time to move, but it's your call. I don't think it's time for us to move. We'll be able to move in Aries. Now we have the 3 of Wands coming here. Yes. Once you do make your move, it's going to be a good move. You know what to do. And you're going to get some help coming in to support you. Now we have the 9 of Wands. You felt like you fought for everything. And see, this is what's going on in Pisces here. In Pisces, we're looking back. And we're knowing that, you know what, I fought to get this far. And we'll close it out. We fought to get this far. Why would we give up now? This is no time to throw in the towel. Our angelic team are telling us. We have the divine masculine and the feminine coming in with the knight and the warrior woman. We're on a spiritual journey here. We're on a spiritual journey here. We're on a spiritual journey here, and we have to go through this water situation. We have to go into the depths of who we are and find our vision. We've been dedicated this entire time. There's a celebration coming for us. There's a celebration coming for us. The Sun card came up. Even though we don't feel like justice is on our side, some of us. You are the knight. You are the warrior woman. And we are all the Lord. We're the lords of our personal situations. And how we want to see things and how things are being seen in our life. But the Virgo full moon in Pisces is allowing us the opportunity to assess the situation. And Pisces is coming in to allow us to go deep and to forgive ourselves and to forgive others. We talked about that. Sagittarius says focus. Focus on the positive. Aries. Aries is saying go for it. This is about us going for our higher self. Believing in who we are. Go for that new job, the new house, the new car. Your own business. The new relationship. Recovering the relationship that you're in. Healing on every level of who you are. And healing all your relationships, even the ones that you have to cut off. You do so with no judgment. We're at a good place and a good time. The Virgo Full Moon in Pisces is bringing healing. It's bringing healing into our lives. Healing of all of our chakras. This is the time for growth. And on the same day, Saturn, not Sagittarius, I'm looking at that. Okay? Focus on the positive. Positive, positive, positive. But Saturn will be moving into Pisces as well. The same day. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. Please leave a comment. If you have any questions or like something that you want me to do a reading on, leave a comment and we'll do a reading on it. We will. You can also email me. My email's there, CleoSoulTarot@gmail.com. But this is a great time where we're going to be combining our masculine and our feminine, as Pisces alludes to. The two fish. Gaining the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I'm Cleo. This is CleoSoulTarot. I send you love and light. And I'll read you later.